Luke, Thomas, Brian Campbell for Morning Combat here in the T-Mobile Arena. The presser for the third fight between Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor is now over. BC, all right, how do you size it up? We saw Conor in a fresh suit that looked pretty good. It was nice and purple, well tailored. He was playing some of the old hits. I did think the crowd loved it, but I noticed online, and you and I were even talking about this, it was a little bit of the old Conor, but not exactly the old Conor.
Look, he had been so quiet this whole training camp. So when those first interviews in the past 24 hours hit the airwaves, that along with this press conference, we wanted to see, is it the jovial, friendly Conor from 6 months ago when he got stopped by strikes for the first time? Or would he be the animal again, the guy looking to press the buttons? He was a little bit of that, but Luke, it was a little corny. It was a caricature. It was 2021 Britney Spears doing a set on the Strip in Vegas, playing the hits. Okay, that is what it is. Should we take away her conservatorship at the end of the day?
Yeah, I think we probably should.
Okay, maybe that's
She's been abused,
for another
yeah.
day. But does that matter in the fight? I tend to buy into this stuff way more than you do. And I'm going to be honest, whether I watched Conor talk on this stage, talk to Stephen A. Smith, talk to Ariel, beyond and not, I feel like he's talking himself into being the Conor of old. And okay, if at the end of the day, we've talked about this, if that's what it takes to get him fired up, then I'm here for that. There was no inventiveness. There was no, wittiness to this. Maybe he used his best jokes on the Mayweather tour 4 years ago, and we've never seen that again.
Maybe so.
Maybe he's out of good material. But if you're a Conor super fan, I don't see how you come out of this confident that the third fight won't look exactly like the second one.
Yeah, there was always a level of him ratcheting things up previously. Like whatever stunt he would pull off, the next one was even more abrasive and in your face and unapologetic.
But how do you get worse than the Khabib fight? How do you go?
That's what I'm saying. So now he's in a position where he's losing, and he went on stage, and for you guys don't know this, before the thing started rolling, the UFC staff put out some hot sauce bottles for Dustin in various places. And the first thing Conor McGregor did when he came over was take them and then throw them into the audience.
I thought he was going to try to squirt Dustin.
I thought he was going to try to squirt him too. I was actually getting BC to get on his phone to tape it. But the point I'm trying to make is, it was sort of similar to like taking the belt from Aldo, but a little bit less. And I don't know.
Okay, but is the difference a word that I have bungled pretty badly on CBS Sports HQ just moments ago?
To the point where our boss is now texting Brian, do you need to be hooked on phonics?
Authenticity. Did you feel an authenticity to anything you saw from McGregor today?
I felt like he was genuinely trying to do something. Now, what was that? Trying to entertain the crowd? Trying to sell pay-per-views? Trying to hype himself up? I don't know, but I felt like, and not that he was like sweating bullets or something, but it did not seem like it was naturally flowing. It definitely seemed like it was, manual shift in the gears of the car, so to speak. And so, again, I guess you'd have to ask a McGregor fan, what exactly did you make of it? Because I do think
we can get Robbie Barstool, we can ask him.
Yeah. I said to him, I was like, wow, could your question be, why don't you ask it on your knees next time, guy?
Oh, come on.
Listen, in all seriousness, let's be fair here a little bit. The McGregor fans did seem to enjoy it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It was just that online and in here, like talking to other media members, we're like, these jokes don't hit the same way that they used to.
It plays into the same narrative we had coming into this fight in terms of what's the most important question or storyline or whatever. Is the legend gone? Is he living off the fumes of the legend? Again, that can only be answered in Saturday night's fight. We can only put the pieces together from whatever this means. But he's got a lot to show us, Conor McGregor. How much do you think, based on the questions and his responses, the idea of this 6-month turnaround between fights, something so different in the past 5 years that we've seen, will that trump, if you will,
he will be here, yes.
He will be here, but will that trump any of this talk come Saturday night?
I do think that, like, if you're a Conor McGregor fan or a hater, either way, you have to respect the fact that this is the first time in years, he's fighting again within a single calendar year, right? So every time there's always like 12 months, 13 months, 2 years even between. This time 6-7 months. It's a lot different, and I do think, the first time Rose, for example, fought Joanna, she blitzed her, and it was nothing. Granted, that's not exactly what happened for the second time they fought in Abu Dhabi, but the point being is what happened in that rematch. It was the full 5 rounds. Now, Rose got her hand raised, but that was a scrap. I tend to think it'll be a little bit like that at a bare minimum, whether Conor gets his hand raised or not. So I do respect that. I have to tell you though, BC, I want to flip it back to you if I may. What'd you make of Dustin Poirier here? I have to say he had 2 zings that came off a reporter's question to Conor that he kind of interjected in, and it had the crowd popping. Like even they respected it.
He hit the spot with those, and that's not normally his personality. Look, I thought he was a rock, and that's who he needs to be at this point. And it's been the theme of why he's 11-2 since that 2014 loss to Conor, when he not only moved into lightweight, but we all know about it. We've talked about it a million times. It was the mental journey, not fighting emotional, all that stuff. There was reason to get upset if maybe you were a different man in a different circumstance. Conor tweeted out pictures of his wife. He tried to, intimate that Poirier was a cuck?
No.
Or can we say that?
I don't know, not exactly. Just that his wife wore the pants.
Right. Well, sometimes you gotta let the wife at least put one of the legs in if to have a happy.
I don't want to know about your marriage.
Happy life. You know what I mean?
Know about your marriage.
No, I thought he was rock solid to everything that Conor brought to the table, trying to get in his head, anything. In fact, he threw a lot of jabs, not just jokes, but almost being like really, Conor, that's the best comeback you have. Like, answer me, show me something. I mean, look, do you put any stock? I want to go back to where we were. The final question, which I gave to him about the whole idea of like your prediction. He normally is on the money.
Got to pay to watch me do it.
In the Mystic Mac era, there's no hesitation. He is on the money, and then it was ridiculous that he could follow through in a lot of those big fights the same way. Does that mean anything? That in every interview I've seen, he's been like, I will knock him out, but I don't know. I'm not going to give him.
I got to tell you, I think he wants to be paid to do media, and I don't think that he does get paid to do media. And I think that a lot of this stuff, whether it's sitting down with Stephen A. or Ariel or the presser or whatever, I think he believes, not without good argument, that he should be financially compensated for it, because it's like
maybe it's a European thing.
Maybe. Well, whatever. I think his argument is whatever you pay me with your stupid jokes, you'll get it back tenfold if you just force me to be out there and then whatever. It's not the situation, so he keeps going back to the similar refrain of, now I'm almost like I'm just here so I don't get fined, but a little bit different. You have to pay me to see it. I don't make too much out of that one way or the other.
All right, Poirier rock solid. He even had help from the pink jacketed fella. I don't know, is he a media member?
Boy, the balls on that guy.
I don't know, but he brought
He rolled up and I was like, wow, Vegas is here. And then he was like, you haven't won a fight since Barack Obama's been in office. I was like, okay, spicy.
It was similar to the guy in the McGregor Eddie Alvarez presser who came up and just did that whole rant against Eddie and swore at him and stuff. But
Conor got pissed.
But although Conor had some comebacks, he didn't really have any functional comebacks to the answer of why would the third fight be different. So I don't think but I think that was his point, not to answer those questions.
Okay, let me flip it this way. I have seen people say, I think even Jake Paul said this week, which take with a grain of salt, but he's not the only one who said it, that Conor looks a little defensive about certain questions.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think that's wrong. That doesn't in any way mean he's going to win or lose. Just take it for what it is. But yeah, he did look a little defensive to me. No?
All right, I did. He did attempt to kick as they were being broken up afterwards.
They did.
Dana was legit nervous most of that.
He was quiet, bro. He was obviously sweating.
Well, normally he can't hear, so it's always that whole game. But
all right, any other final takeaways from this?
I can ramble for a long time.
I know, but we don't need to. I thought it was decently attended. It was not the overwhelming force, but again, the Irish can't travel, as I understand it, at least not in the ways they usually have due to COVID. So you're missing a key block of who would be supporting him here. But the crowd was decidedly on McGregor's side, and there was a lot of them here.
So between the crowd, between the buzz on the streets, between the online buzz, you hear Dana White say what I'm sorry he says every pay-per-view. We're trending to break the record. But when you have Conor, it's different. If you look up the Cowboy Cerrone Conor reported numbers, people think it's around 1.3 million, which is a lot.
That's a lot.
So do you feel like this is trending to potentially be a top 3 pay-per-view?
No, I don't think that it gets to that territory. But do I think $1.5 million is possible? No doubt about it. Do I think UFC and Conor and everybody else involved who gets a cut of the pay-per-view or whatever is going to make sick cash this weekend? Yeah, they're all going to make sick cash. Do I see like 2 million buys or something? I just don't believe that. But stranger things have happened. We'll have to see.
Do you think either fighter will regret taking this fight when I'm not going to say this fight wasn't called for. Like Masvidal versus Usman 2, you can argue wasn't called for. This fight is kind of half not called for and half just it's a big ass fight. We got to make it.
Yeah.
Will either one regret? If Dustin loses and doesn't go immediately to the title shot, may never get another chance.
The loser, I don't think the winner would ever regret, but I do think that they're running a risk here where just to do it so quickly to the second one when, like, dude, there was like a big gap between Dustin and Conor in the second one. Some of those are from a lack of preparation, fair enough. A lack of consistency, fair enough. And so some of them were due to Dustin's surprises. That won't be there the third time. But at the same time, there was a big gap overall, I thought, in just general skill preparation and whatnot. But that's all I got for today.
We saw the Schmo. He's a really nice guy.
People love the Schmo.
All right, people love the guy.
We talked to him in line. He's a great guy. So shout out to the Schmo.
Shout out to Helen Yee, all right? Shout out to you for watching this, all right? Morning Combat hitting them over the head.
Don't be weird. All right, that's Brian Campbell. I'm Luke Thomas. Thank you guys so much for watching. Join us this one will go up Friday, 11 a.m. We'll be in the Park MGM at the Sportsbook over there. Come check us out. And then, Saturday post-fight show on MK right here. Don't go anywhere. All right? That's Brian. I'm Luke.
That's it.
Peace.
No more. Cut it.